So we are pulling up our first video just to show you all the things, because the black people are indigenous people. We have some other people that are not black, maybe brown and all that. They're indigenous people wherever they are. But these people brought many vectors to kill the indigenous peoples. We'll show you in this video. Pay attention and listen. The evidence is there. Neocolonialism alone, you have insecurity, economic hardship, terrorism, bioterrorism, and medical experimentation, unworkable government systems, religion. These are all tools they have used to enslave and oppress the indigenous peoples. The indigenous peoples are not allowed to make decisions concerning their lives, their destiny, and entire existence. No chance is given to them to make decisions on how to live, what to do, how to manage the mineral resources in their land. The indigenous peoples of Nigeria and Africa, they have enough money and resources to flip things around and make this world a better place. The resources are still in your hands. It's just that right now they're still in your land, but right now they're in the hands of the colonial puppets, the indigenous oppressors, the politicians, the religious leaders, the fake traditional rulers. That's why we call it neocolonialism. Because sometimes when people say, oh, colonialism has gone, colonialism has not gone. What they did was the type of thing that, was it Abacha Abu Babangida said, oh, Babangida said, I will step aside. But he still put his voice to continue whatever that was going on. So that's what the people that brought colonialism did. They told you they were stepping aside, but they brought neo-colonialism. That's why it's called neo-colonialism. That's new colonialism. So it's still colonialism, but it's a new one in the sense that it will be the black people that they chose. They picked those people to continue to colonize, oppress you. So colonialism has not ended because we have colonial structures and systems still in place, and you cannot do anything except you bring those systems down. So pay attention and listen. We are not here to scare you, but we're here to bring truth to you. And then you will reason with us and we'll have this conversation and do the work we can do. It's in our hands. We can do it. Don't need anybody. We can do it. Thank you.
Not just one vector killing black people. It's 5 or 6 different vectors. It's in the food, it's in the vaccines, it's in the medicine, it's in the psychiatric drugs. Oh, and let's get to the food, because this is the final chapter of this that will absolutely shock you. Now, you're hopefully aware of genetic engineering of the food supply, right? They're called GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. This is an advanced science technique to alter the DNA of food crops in order to build in certain traits and physical properties or even chemical properties that the scientists want to put into the food. Now, I'm going to explain to you how your food is now being weaponized as an extermination vector to eliminate black lives. All right. Now, I'm a food scientist. I'm the author of Food Forensics. It achieved the #1 best-selling science book on Amazon.com. I'm the co-author of science papers that have been published in mainstream science journals. I'm not just a casual layperson when it comes to food science. I run a mass spec laboratory that's ISO accredited, validated, audited, inspected, passed many, many tests. Our data can be used in a court of law anywhere around the world. We do food analysis. We can search for complex molecules such as pesticides or elements such as mercury or cadmium. So I run the lab. I am the lab science director. I know a thing or two about food science. Now, what they have invented, when I say they, I'm talking about the genetic engineers, not only have they found a way to put these genetically engineered traits into food crops, they've now found a way to cause food crops to grow RNA fragments that can be specifically targeted like bioweapons to interfere with the physiological processes of targeted species that might eat the food. Now, this technology is called RNA interference technology. It's relatively new compared to GMOs, relatively new. it's being touted now as a technology to eliminate the use of pesticides, because what they're saying is they can cause a corn crop to grow RNA fragments that will kill the insects that eat the corn without having to use pesticides like toxic chemicals that overload the insect nervous system and kill it from a nervous system breakdown and so on. This RNA interference technology is a pesticide technology, but it doesn't rely on pesticide chemicals. It relies on RNA fragments in the food. Now, what's disturbing about this is that this technology can be fine-tuned to target a specific race of humans who eat the food. I want you to follow me very carefully on this, because most people have never heard of this before. They've never heard of this technology. They don't know it can be targeted by race. Food crops can be engineered right now based on existing technology to cause infertility in black people alone. That technology is a reality. It's widely covered out there in the mainstream media. In the science media, RNA interference technology is widely covered. And they openly talk about how it can be used to target specific physiological processes of certain insect species. They can interfere with DNA repair.
You know, they keep
Or
flagging.
protein synthesis in insects. They can interfere with fertility or reproduction. They can interfere with mobility, a nervous system interaction with the musculoskeletal system, or depending on what animal we're talking about, other systems, endoskeleton systems. I ask you, does that technology exist? The answer is yes. It absolutely exists right now. Are they using that technology? I asked you, do a little bit of research, look at the plummeting sperm production in black men. Sperm production is plummeting in black men. Sperm production is precisely the kind of physiological process that can be targeted by RNA interference technology. Now, is that proof that the food crops are being engineered to cause sperm production to plummet in black men? No, it's not proof. But when you connect the dots of all the other things that are being done covertly, this becomes something very likely in the realm of possibility. It would take a lot of advanced testing to find this out. And guess who controls the funding? Guess who controls nearly all the science funding in America today?
Yep.
The federal government.
Yep.
The same government that allows the CDC to cover up the truth about vaccines and black children. The same government that funds Planned Parenthood abortions of black babies. The same government that covers up the EPA-induced contamination of waterways affecting Native Americans and other populations, including the Flint, Michigan, predominantly black population. This government, same government that runs the FBI, that wanted Martin Luther King Jr. to commit suicide. It's the same government. The government is at war with you. If you're black and you're watching this, the government is at war with you, and they want you exterminated, and they control the science funding, which means there will never be money for any genetic science of the food supply to uncover this truth. If it were there, it would be covered up like everything else has been covered up this entire time. Just like the Tuskegee experiments covered things up in the 1930s. Nothing has changed, except the technology is more advanced. The covert technology is more covert. The number of vectors through which they can kill you and cause you to have no children, cause you to have spontaneous abortions, the number of vectors is increasing. You are being targeted. And like I said earlier, to some extent we're all being targeted. But black people are being targeted more than anyone else. So what do we do with all this information? What do we do? Do you take to the streets and bash heads? No. It doesn't get you anywhere. The problem is the consolidation of power in the institutions of science and medicine. The problem is that science has been taken over by globalist agendas and depopulation agendas and government funding.
Yep,
the problem is that we don't have a decentralization of science. The problem is if you will allow me to even invoke this terminology, the problem is that we are all slaves to science tyranny as it is being.
They keep flagging it. They keep flagging the show. If they know you're telling the people truth that they need to know, they will flag it. The globalists, the colonizers, they've taken over everywhere. But you, the indigenous people, salvation is in the hands of you, indigenous peoples, living in your own ancestral homeland. Your ancestral homeland is the last place to be taken. That's why we're here. And Nigeria is the biggest black collection. If Nigeria, the indigenous peoples trapped under the yoke of parasitic Nigerian entity, if they can wake up and do the needful, they will deliver the world.
Yes.
They will bring salvation to the world. You see, we talk about systems. We are not talking about individuals. This is not Bola Tinubu problem. This is not something about P2B. This is not one person. It is systems. You are being targeted by systems put in place by the colonial monsters. Colonialism has not ended. Farmers being killed. You listen to what he said. Why are you killing all the farmers? So that you will put these GMOs. And you are being targeted according to your ethnicity. But you can reverse it. Choose the same ethnicity by going back to your land, your ancestral homeland, and take charge. Take over. Take charge of your homeland. We are not telling you to go and take over the land of another person. If you're Igbo, take charge of Igbo land. If you're Yoruba, take charge of Yoruba land. If you're Ijo, take charge of Ijo land. If you're Urobo, Tiv, Idoma, whatever it is your ethnicity, take charge of your land and begin to listen to instruction. Leaders will tell you what to do, but you need to take charge of your land. You need to go there. You need to reverse what they have done.